Welcome to Beyond Mindset Limits with Tisha Marie Cain. Here, we explore how unlocking your mindset can pave the way for unlimited success. Discover how to create opportunities through legal challenges and transform your business and life with effective public relations strategies. Get ready to elevate your journey and maximize your potential. Now, let's welcome your host, Tisha Marie Cain.
Are you stuck or are you just plain small? I am Tisha Marie Cain, author, publicist, legal expert, and founder of this Beyond Mindset Limits. I've gone from the courtroom to the microphone, helping people win in life, business, and beyond. I help you break patterns, reclaim your power, and become visible in a way that actually pays. Because when you change who you are, you change everything. Step in, show up, and become unstoppable. And today we have a special guest. We have Pamela Copple. She is an aura photographer and a holistic health practitioner with nearly 20 years of experience in energy healing. A natural intuitive since childhood, she specializes in reading auras and helping clients understand the energetic patterns behind their emotional and their physical well-being. Pamela combines modalities like bioresonance, neuroflex therapy, and her own system, which is Kaleidoscope Codes. This supports deep healing and transformation. Her work empowers people to reconnect with their energy, align their frequency, and step into the fullest potential. Pamela, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
I'm so excited to have you here. This has been in the works for a while. I was like, I have to have Pamela in here. One, because she's my cosmic sister, my best friend. I love her. And you and I really resonate. I think because I bring the phonetic energy to things and you bring the calmness. So it's like this yin yang back and forth. So thank you so much. I want to know about you and your journey. So let's just dive right in. Can you share your journey into aura photography and how it has shaped your understanding of energy?
Perfect. Well, thank you, first of all, for having me on here. I just wanted to say that energy is everything. My journey started very early in life. I saw colors around people from as early as I could remember. Through a mix of curiosity and sensitivity, my experiences, I noticed emotional shifts within a room, within people. I was drawn to color from a very early age. I can remember barely being able to walk and knowing about colors and animals specifically. The intuitive part came very early on, and I realized that my family didn't see all the things that I saw and experience the things that I saw. So the awareness of the energy around people was very early in life.
Wow, I love that. And I often wonder, like, trying to look through your eyes as a little girl, like what that would have been like being able to see that at such a young age. So what sparked your interest in holistic healing and energy healing? What was the interest there that made you do this type of work?
So I was a sickly child. I was shuttled from more doctor's appointment and hospital stays than I can count. And I was burdened with having many ear infections, asthma, pneumonia, severe allergic reaction to cats, and a near-death experience when I was 15. And so I knew that I had all of those medications and antibiotics and things in my body that I wanted to detox from. And so that was my main goal, is getting rid of all of the toxins.
Wow. And you know what's funny is what I know about you. You had a severe allergic reaction to cats, but cats are drawn to you.
Yes, they are, for sure.
Wow, that's pretty cool. So you wanted to work through that from a holistic perspective because it really impacted your life.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so how have your childhood experiences with intuition influenced your work today?
So as I said earlier, I have seen many things from an early age, and my family didn't really see those kind of things, and I didn't realize it. I was about the age of 7 when I called my family into my room because I saw a white wolf on the hill behind our house, and nobody in my family but me could see it. And so that's when I learned that maybe not everybody has the sight, the information and seeing the energy around their family members or friends. And so I learned a little bit to be more discerning at 7, which I felt like was a little sad thing at that point. But at this point, I kind of feel like it made me discern.
Oh, that's really good. So that piques my interest. When you saw that white wolf,
Hmm.
did you let everybody know I see a white wolf, and then could they see it?
No,
And they couldn't see it. And so
no.
you saw it. Did they kind of think, I know, because you and I are kind of woo woo. This is why it's beyond mindset limits, right? And
Yeah.
being kind of woo woo, like at that young age, and you could see that white wolf. Like, what happened? Did you tell your family, I see that wolf? And then
Yeah.
what did they say?
I told them that it was my spirit guide, and they told me they couldn't see anything and that I was, so many words, they told me, "You're crazy, kid, go to bed." So, and it hurt my feelings at the time, but now I can kind of understand it from an adult perspective.
Yeah. Yeah. Cause you're like,
Mhm.
okay, you're just seeing things, go to bed, kid. But
Yes.
that's really cool that you were able to remember back when you were little, 7, you said, right? Remember that you could see that white wolf and be able, as an adult, to go and connect those dots to know that you had that insight.
Yes, and
Oh,
numbers always played a factor too. So I would always add up numbers, and so that sparked a real interest in numerology from an early age. I'm not a mathematic whiz, but I love adding numbers up of people's birth dates and like their phone number and finding the energetic patterns behind that.
I love that. Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. I always like numbers too. Interesting today. I was talking to a friend down the street about how my address adds up to a 5, how the golf course I play on adds up to a 5. I just constantly see these random, well, I think that they're random, but these repeating numbers that add up in my life, that there's got to be some synchronicities. And from your perspective, those what would you say that those repeating numbers in someone's life would mean?
Well, some people call them angel numbers or spirit
Mm,
numbers. I mean, it's definitely something to pay attention to because they do have meaning.
yeah,
Definitely.
I love that. Okay. So what is the significance of the term kaleidoscope codes to you in your practice?
So, Kaleidoscope Codes Frequencies for Healing is my personal modality. And what I love about it is it encompasses reflexology, energy healing, and chromotherapy. So, it's a 90-minute session and it enhances your well being. So, my clients leave with a recommendation for enhanced supplementation and or practices that they can use at home to enhance the session that we had. So,
Well, and
it's awesome. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
oh, go ahead. No, 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 that's great. What did you say?
So I send them intake forms and a few assessment sheets to fill out prior to our session so that I know what areas to focus on and what chromotherapy and frequencies to use when they come in.
Wow, that's really great. So you really have that holistic perspective before they come in to
Yes.
your offering, which is the Kaleidoscope Codes.
Yes.
Wow, okay. And just for our listeners here, if you're traveling down the roadway or you're at home listening, you can find Pamela Copple. It's COPPLE at pamelacopple.com. You can find that and be able to book one of her sessions, the Kaleidoscope Codes, with her there. I'm really intrigued about what you can do. I know you're a aura photographer as well. So understanding aura, understanding energy. How would you describe an aura to someone who's unfamiliar? Like I laugh when I ask you this question because you and I, like you and I know what it is because we swim in this energy every single day because we're woo woo and we go beyond, right? And so we know what that is. But if someone was unfamiliar with this concept of aura, how can we educate the people?
Well, that's a great question, Tisha. Technically, an aura photographer looks at the energy that comes off of your body, but to the layperson, that's why I have an aura camera, is so that you can actually see the kind of things that I see what's emitted from your body. And so what it translates to is the skin conducts energy, and then there is data that comes into color patterns that comes off of your skin, kind of in a ethereal look. And that's translated on the aura camera, but that's actually what I see around your body. So those colors mean something. And associated with those things are patterns of behavior. There's stuck energy. There is also enlightenment. I mean, there is so many different things all encompassing the colors around a body. And you get personality traits, energetic patterns, emotional states of your clients. And so it's really an all-encompassing modality. And I think that some people are a little nervous when they first come in. They're like, I bet my aura is black. So it's kind of funny.
Yeah.
I've never seen a black aura, by the way.
You haven't? Okay, good.
No.
Yeah, yeah. Do you normally just see like the colors of the rainbow?
Yes, and they're it's not like just one single color over people. There's pieces and parts. Like, so there could be light blue over the top of your head with yellow over your left shoulder and some orange over your heart. I mean, it's all encompassing. So, and it moves, so it doesn't stay stagnant.
I love that because I remember about 3 or 4 years ago, you read my aura, and I was a bit nervous because I just had my awakening about 4 years ago. And so this language, luckily I'm a good student and I was able to quickly study what the heck is going on. But when I was introduced to you and I'm like, okay, yeah, maybe my aura is going to be all wonky and crazy. And you were so good because you're like, just sit down, let's just see what it says. And I remember mine came up with blue, and you told me that I was a great communicator, and I'm like, yep, that, like the color, what you were telling me, and you had no insight to who I was as a person. I had given you nothing except, the investment to have this done. Right. And you sat down and you were telling me all about myself through my aura. And I thought that was so fascinating.
Yes, and I borrow your term, Gus. So I love that. God, universe, spirit. So I just read between you and Gus. So the energy that is formed between both of those points is what I read, and we all have that ability.
We do. Yeah. And I think you're more tapped in than I am because you play more in that spiritual realm to be able to connect the would you say that's kind of like a trans channel, or am I off?
Yes.
Yeah, kind of like that. Yeah. So you
0 point, universal point. Yes, for sure.
Yeah. So you are able to connect me up higher than if I was to do it on my own, which is so freaking awesome, right? I didn't even know that there was aura photography out there. And then I remember, Pamela, when I came back after a couple of years, and I'm like, is my aura going to be the same, or does my aura change? So mine changed. Do you see that happen too?
Yes, for sure. Now you may get the same colors, but the readings are never the same. You could get one a month later and the reading's definitely going to be different because the energy changes. And I would be, frankly, a little afraid if something didn't change.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
We don't want to stay stuck. We want to keep moving.
Yeah. And do you find, and I'm so intrigued about this because do you find, I've done a lot of, the negative emotion work and all of that dense negative energy. So when someone goes through their own healing path to remove those negative emotions, do you find that their aura changes also with that?
Yes, definitely. And different, like I see past lives. I've also seen things that are coming up in the future. I see pets that have passed, people that have passed. And so everything kind of incorporates. So like if you've gone through a healing with your mother, she may come in at that time. Or if you've gone, like you're really missing your pet, the pet may come in at that reading. So there is just, it all depends on the frequencies and the energy that the person that I'm reading is carrying.
Wow, that is so good. And I've also, because you've shown me in the past where the pet has came through on the camera.
Yes.
And
or
people
person.
have come through, or the person has come through. So this is so fascinating to me because there's no trickery with the camera. The camera shows what it is. You get up there on the camera. So walk us through, okay, so if I have this investment for you to do my aura photography and my aura photo, they come in and you just snap a picture of them. How to explain it to our listeners?
Yeah, so I have two different Aura cameras, but the one that I'm using currently right now is I take a snapshot of you and then it goes in through a program and then you see your aura moving in live time. So you see things coming in and out, the aura color changes. And I've seen petroglyphs, I've seen hills, I've seen book signings, I've seen like literally everything. People, I've had some people say, well, that's never happened. And they'll come back to me 2 months later and say, everything you told me in that reading has come true. So that it may
Wow.
not make sense in the very moment, but it does, it may be a future thing that comes through.
Wow, that is so fascinating. Okay. So you also explained a while back what a clustered aura look like and how it can affect someone's well-being. Can you describe that for us?
Yeah, so a cluttered or a clustered aura definitely affects the person as a whole. So you can be mentally overwhelmed or scattered, emotionally overloaded, too much stress, anxiety, unresolved feelings like you're not exerting enough power of will, physically fatigued or burned out, and then a lot of people are extremely sensitive to external environment. So it could be the place that I'm reading. There might be some issues with being feeling safe, communicating or feeling like they want their energy out there. It just all happens within the nervous system. And so when you have a clustered aura, it's like not releasing. So there's like a lot of cluttered energy there. And so that's what I aim to do when I do the readings is work through those things.
Wow. So you can do some energy healing right there with the
Definitely.
person as your, oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Yes.
Wow. That's fascinating. I think
Hmm.
we all need that at this time, like you don't really know what you're getting into when you sit down next to That's why I guess people could be a little bit fearful because they're like, oh gosh, what is she going to see? I think people do that in my hypnotherapy appointments
True.
too. They're like, I'm a little scared because I don't know what you're going to hear from me, which is the subconscious works miraculously. So I'm also um mapping that across how you're able to release and help people with their energy as you see it come through on the camera. Wow,
Well,
that's so great.
yeah, well, what I've learned also is that I have to listen to spirit or Gus, as I said, God, universe, spirit, because when I don't, I can physically become ill. So at one point, I didn't want to tell the things that I saw that I thought were kind of bad or negative, and I was given a gift of telling somebody something that had happened, and it was a tragedy. And this Reedy started crying, and I was freaked out a little bit. And she said, "No, I'm glad that you said that because nobody's ever been able to X, Y, and Z." So what I told her was something personal and private. And although I didn't want to do it, I did do it, and it ended up being a benefit for both of us. So I'm still learning.
Wow. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. And I think that that's life right now. When you become a lifelong student, it
Yes.
really it's expansive. And I know that's your value and one of my values to grow and continue to be expansive. So you're still learning in that because yeah, I could see how someone sits down and you don't know what's going to come through and then you wait for
No.
them to read it and then you might get their pet or you might get their loved one that passed over. And that's so great.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay. So, can you explain for our listeners the connection between our emotional states and our energetic states? Like, bridge that for me and for our listeners so that they could map that across in their brain.
Yeah, so how I see it is emotions aren't just internal, they influence our posture, the expression, and even physiological signals. So color becomes like a language or a pattern. And if we learn to harness the power of colors, we can actually help fix our own internal and external, like emotional states. So energy reading becomes less about prediction and more about reflection. So I try and help my clients learn to reflect more on why am I feeling this way and how can I work through things on my own to maybe feel a little bit better or take some of the um, tools that I give them and say, oh, she said that if I go and grab this crystal or if I put my feet in the grass or so I give tidbits all throughout my readings, and I think that that helps my clients, to solve some of their own emotional states.
Things. Yeah. And so you were also because Kaleidoscope Codes is your modality, and you also use aura photography as a modality. But in the reading of that, you kind of give them a holistic approach of other modalities that they could use to be able. So when someone's sitting down, they're really getting the bang for their buck, so to speak, because
Yes.
not only are you doing their reading, but you're able to see from a holistic perspective, energetically, emotionally, in that energetic field on how you can help. So,
Yeah.
wow, that's pretty awesome. Okay, so how does chromotherapy work in relation to the aura?
So that's my favorite part actually of aura reading is the colors. I recollect a lifetime where I was male, and this is woo woo for some people, but I recollect I was not the age of 15 yet, and I remember putting colored crystals in a wall or something like that, and having the light shine through, and it did the healings on people. So I've been, it's a personal thing with me. That colors really mean something to me. And so when the word chromotherapy is basically it used to influence or rebalance the state of fixing an energy field. So it is literally healing. It's not just light shining on you. There is a science behind it.
There
So
is a science behind it. Yeah, I believe
yes.
that there's been tons of research of chromotherapy and what that means and what that looks like for healing. So I'm so glad that you're in this field to be able to help. And that's why I wanted you to come on my radio show, is because I think we get to impact more lives and to be able to use chromotherapy. It's so simple, but we need a guide. We need a practitioner that helps us, move through these emotional states and the energetic fields, and to know that the colors can help us. It's
Yes, for
amazing.
sure. Yes. May I just say one other thing? Like, so if I know somebody's sitting there and they've got pent up anger or frustration or rage, I'm not going to ask them to put red on them. Because if you think about that, red is like the powerful, raging energy, like the power. And you wouldn't ask somebody that's going through something like that to add more to that. So I would suggest something like a blue or a white energy to cool that off a little bit.
Wow. So I know this is a little off topic, but if my favorite color is hot pink, what would
Mhm.
you say that means to me? Is there like, do people have like favorite colors, and then that really equates to, their energetic field, or
Yes,
what would you say?
definitely.
Okay.
Definitely. So pink is obviously red mixed with a little bit of white. And so you make that, and when you make it pink, hot pink, it's just intensified. And so that is like on a higher spectrum of the frequency.
Okay.
So
That
pink
makes
or
sense.
lavender. Yeah. So pink is, well, violet red is powerful emotions, leadership ability, and passion. And then white is divine energy. So you mix the both of those together and you've got high powered divine energy.
Heck yeah. I'm
Yeah.
calling that in.
Yes.
High powered. What did you say? High
High powered
powered divine
divine
energy.
energy. Yes.
Mm-mm-mm. That's
Hmm.
sexy. That's really
Yeah.
good.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. So you're able to see when someone expresses on the camera as to, what they're expressing to you. So you could probably see those negative emotions too. What if
Yes.
someone had like a negative emotion or a lower frequency emotion, how does that express on the camera?
So I mean, I don't really see dark auras. I mean, I know that people say that they're, pardon me, out there. I've seen muddy auras, which means that the colors are just not as bright and vibrant. But I've never seen like a black aura or a true brown aura. And I feel like what it is it's just muddy around the energy. So it's like it wouldn't be a bright, vibrant yellow. It would be kind of like a mustard looking yellow. So that just tells
Okay.
me that there's energy around like learning, and somebody's not really happy with learning at that moment, or they're not really truly happy.
I get
So
it.
yeah.
Okay, great. So let's stop right there. We're going to take a moment to break for some sponsored messages. And when we come back, we are here today with Beyond Mindset Limits with Pamela Copple. You can find her at www.pamela, Pamela, Copple, Copple.com. And you can schedule your aura photography appointment with her and her Kaleidoscope Codes there with her today. So we're going to pause right here, and we'll be right back after these messages.
Are you feeling stuck, repeating the same patterns in your relationships, your career, or even within yourself? What if the root of it all isn't what you think? Introducing the Beyond Mindset Session with clinical hypnotherapist Tisha Marie Cain. With over 2,000 clients served, Tisha guides you through a powerful 90-minute breakthrough session designed to uncover the true source of what's holding you back. Release limiting beliefs, rewire how you see yourself. Plus, you'll receive personalized integration support with follow-up sessions, a daily alignment plan, and a full recording to reinforce your transformation. Imagine feeling lighter, more confident, free from the cycles that once defined you. This is your opportunity to step into a new version of yourself. Appointments are available in person in California and Las Vegas, and anywhere virtually. The Beyond Mindset Session with Tisha Marie Cain. Schedule your session today at tishamariecain.com.
Did you know most people pay thousands of dollars more than they need to for legal services? That's why choosing the right team matters more than you think. With over 26 years of experience, Cain's Legal Support proudly serves California and the city of Las Vegas with personalized legal support. We handle everything from divorce mediation, family law, custody matters, document preparation, and landlord-tenant issues. Plus, Cain's Legal Support offers notary public, wedding officiant services, and blackline security for executive protection, residential security, and celebrity security, where we turn monitoring into action. So whatever your legal and security needs are, Cain's Legal Support is your concierge legal and protection services every step of the way. Contact Cain's Legal Support today at cainslegalsupport.com for personalized legal and security solutions that fit your needs.
So we are back with Beyond Mindset Limits. My name is Tisha Marie Cain. I am your radio show host. And today we have our guest, Miss Pamela Copple. She is a aura photographer and a holistic health practitioner for over 20 years. And before the break, we were talking about chromotherapy and healing and all the ways that colors work into your life. And so we're back with Pamela, and I have more questions for you, Pamela, which is so great. I want to know, so thank you again for being on our show and being able to bring and impact more lives. Because I think your heart, when you do heart-centered work like this, everything just comes online. And I think this big funnel is starting to open up for people to get the healing that we need and the healing that they need. And so I'm so grateful that you said yes and you were here today. So talking about chromotherapy, what are some practical ways listeners can incorporate color therapy into their daily lives?
Well, I always love to say this. I'm a tree hugger, and I'm pretty sure that you are too.
I am.
So isn't that awesome? Trees can give us the Mother Earth can give us everything that we need. If you feel tired, overstimulated, mad, or sad, you need to go out and get in nature. Walk barefoot in the grass, get some vitamin D, hug a tree. All the colors of the rainbow are available to us to enjoy outside. And you can use the chromotherapy or color therapy in your clothing, your car, your bedding, dishware, plants, flowers, heck, a crystal that is calling to you. All of these things are all aiding in helping regulate your energy, your mood, and the possibilities are endless. Go buy a necklace, a new shirt, or shoes. It's really kind of, I mean, it's literally up to your imagination. If you're feeling sad, go and buy something yellow. Yellow is a sunny, happy color. So I think that there's just so many different ways to incorporate that directly on your body.
Yeah. And I spend a lot of time being a keyboard warrior, so me going out hugging a tree and that simple practice of hugging a tree and and I envision like the leaves from the tree, the green leaves, and I just kind of pull it into my heart to be more heart centered. So I don't like bite someone's heads off, when I'm in my office all day. Right. So I
Yeah.
love that. And it gets to be that simple, doesn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Really does.
It gets to be that simple.
People make it too complicated. It really is that simple.
Yeah. So like you said, like get a yellow shirt or, I did see, you ever see that one, it was like a meme or something where they had painted yellow in their bedroom and then they couldn't go to sleep because it was too bright. Is that
Yeah,
really true? Is
it's
that true?
true. It's energetic. Yes.
Uh-huh. Yeah. So you would want those new, if you're in your bedroom, you can use color like a grayer or a darker color to help you go to sleep versus those bright colors, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
Wow.
Definitely.
Okay. So, how do you recommend people start tuning into their own auras and their own energy? Like, what would be the first step to help people tune into their own aura?
Well, for me, I mean, I always listen, pay attention to what my body feels like. How does it feel when it's calm? How does it feel when it's stressed? Where do I hold my tension? Is it in my jaw, in my chest, in my stomach, in my shoulders? Like I have a lot of clients that come in and they get headaches or they don't sleep well. And I said, well, it feels to me like you're carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders. What can you do to relieve that? Like, can you take some of the things off of your plate? And they're like, I never even thought about that. And I said, yes, you're carrying things that aren't really even yours. So we need to
Yeah.
evaluate all of the things that we've been told as children. We just adopted them as tradition. And what if they're not our tradition? Let's find out the things that aren't serving us anymore and drop them off of our plate.
I love that. Yeah. And I talk about that at nauseum. Like we subscribe to these customs, right? And our customs are been given down from our ancestors. And then our customs make us a customer, which and then in turn we go out and buy a whole bunch of crap. And then it makes us a debtor, which
Yes.
relates back to the Lord's Prayer, please forgive us our debts. So all
Yes.
of this is, passed down generation after generation. And I think it comes back to, and you correct me, you're the expert here, but like if I'm holding tension in my jaw, like just being acutely aware of what is going on, slow down, what's going on. Like my teeth have been hurting. Oh, the way I've been carrying my jaw.
Mm-hmm.
How can I use chromotherapy for my jaw to like relax that and lighten up on that?
So, and I think that that's a very interesting question because for me, I would want green. I would want green somewhere up on my face, but for somebody else, it may be pink. I mean, you've got to listen to your body. You inherently know what will relax you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
And going,
a muscle testing would be another good thing. Hold a color in your hand. Is this good for me? If you go forward, it's good for you. If you fall kind of backwards, then it's not the right color for you.
wow. Yeah. Chromotherapy is something
Mhm.
spectacular. Okay. So, what are some signs that someone might benefit from a session with you?
Well, I feel like I've been told that I have great presence with my clients and that I take my time with them. I sometimes even go over the allotted amount of time because I feel like my clients and my friends they're important. And when they say things to me, I'd like to get their questions and their concerns answered. Um, I help them navigate through situations that they either push off or they don't want to see. And so I kind of help bridge that gap. So they don't want to see things. And sometimes I help them get over that gap. So that really helps remove some of the stuck energy. And then I have inherent gifts to help them move past through or by something, even if they're not consciously aware of it. So by reading the colors and have them seeing the colors on the screen, I'm doing my magic in their subconscious.
Mm. Yeah. And you know what I do know about you is like your stage presence is so safe. Like if I come to you and I'm a little like scared of what I might see, your persona and your stage presence is a really good place, safe to land, to be able to like I kind of explain you, Pamela, as the door to more. Like you help people, right? You help people open up the door to say, hey, you may consider something like this, or I don't know if you know about this, and you may look at this, and you prescribe all these other modalities. So you're moving them through your modality into all the other modalities for a holistic approach. And I know that you're currently working on your doctorate right now too, right?
Yes.
In holistic practitioner, and knowing that. So yeah, so that's so fantastic. Can individuals use color to shift their energy when they're feeling low? Would you prescribe something like that to use that color to shift? I know you talked about it a little bit. Yeah,
Definitely.
like uh-huh.
Yeah, I asked them what makes you happy? What scents make you happy? For instance, fresh cut grass. If that makes somebody happy, I would think green would work for that. If you love the ocean, then blue would definitely be uplifting for somebody that may be in having an issue. Fire signs may love more reds and oranges, especially if their fire is low. So if you see somebody that's a fire sign that is really low on energy, I would prescribe or ask them to find something that's red or orange or vibrant to get their fire back up. And then if you have white, may be uplifting to somebody that's in dark space or an air sign. So, I mean, it just depends on what the person's going through. And it doesn't even necessarily have to be their own sun sign. It could be something that they're going through at the moment. So, I mean, we all have all of the signs in our um, I was going to say numerology, astrology. So we all have one of the signs, so it could be air, fire, water, or earth. And so it just depends on the day and what the person's going through.
Yeah. And you know what, that I kind of mapped that across. I could tell, especially when I have a client for a hypnotherapy appointment, believe it or not, you probably do believe this, but most people who come in here for a hypnotherapy appointment, they're wearing dark colors. They're wearing black. They're wearing a dark blue, right? And I can immediately assess the situation to know that, oh gosh, they're needing the energy. They're needing extra love, extra support. And typically after their hypnotherapy appointment, and I see them, a week later, they're wearing the oranges or the pinks or the higher colors. And they don't realize that they've changed and switched out of that, but they certainly have. And they expressed in a darker color, and then after they've cleared the energy, then they start expressing in a lighter color, right?
Yes.
So yeah, that you mapped that across for me, because I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense, to be able to see how they're feeling initially because they're wearing the darker color. So I know that they're suffering, right?
Yes.
And I remember, I think you and I both kind of went through this together. Like I remember when I am adverse to black. Now my whole closet used to be black, but I had anxiety and I had depression and I had fibromyalgia. I had all of these things that kept me in those low dense energies that I needed to wear black in order to like suck the energy. And, because that's why I attribute like black, if you're wearing a black shirt and you're out in the sun, you're going to feel more hot than someone who's wearing white because you're sucking in the energy from the sun, right?
Yes.
And I remember that pivotal time in my life where I was like, get rid of these black clothes. I don't need them, right? Except if I'm in the winter, I'll wear black all the time because I'm like, okay, I'm always cold,
Right.
So yeah. Right. Wow, that's so fascinating. Okay, how does your approach differ from conventional health practices?
Well, I look at the whole person. So that's what holistic means to me. So body, mind, and spirit. I encompass, like, I ask them certain things, like if I can see something in their aura and I can see like there's a block or a chunk missing out of one of their let's say their lifetimes. I'll say, so what's going on currently? Because it could be something that keeps coming back around. So it could be a resurfacing, and they'll say, oh, well, it's my mom's anniversary of her death. Or they'll say, I had the weirdest thing happen to me. It doesn't match my lifetime right now. And I'll say, so this is a past life lesson that you didn't either learn or you wanted to get out of or something. It may not match your life currently. And so what I offer for them to do is to release it and let it go with love. It's that simple. Yes. Wow. If you believe that there's karma, yes, there's karma. But I also believe that it's just as easy to release it. We don't have to hang it around our neck like a ball and chain. So
Yeah.
recognize it, acknowledge it, let it go with love.
Yeah. And I think, in my practice too is, I think I do that with the feelings because a lot of people don't want to like take those negative emotions, they just want to push them down and not feel them. I'm like, oh no, anger
Yes.
just wants to be expressed, right? What if I'm really angry? I could probably wear my reddish shirt and, beat on some pillows and just express it. And then I'll realize it's only been like 2 minutes, right?
Right. Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Well,
Can you elaborate on the techniques that you use in cellular detox and neuroreflexology therapy?
yeah, so I would love to start with neuroreflex therapy first because I learned a great deal about this holistic health at primarily three schools.
Oh,
So my first school was the University of Metaphysical Sciences, and I obtained my bachelor's degree through them, and I'm currently working on my master's degree. And then I went to Holistic Life Institute in Riverbank, California, of which I graduated as the class valedictorian in 2022. I studied there for a year and then I taught there for a year as a holistic health science educator. I absolutely adore the fact that there are still schools on this planet teaching people the holistic ways because there is something everybody needs to learn. The earth has made something to treat every ailment that there is. And the more
mm.
people that we can get to learn that, it's beautiful. I mean, I make my own sunscreen, my own deodorant, and my own laundry soap. And so and they're very simple. It's not something that's it takes too much time and you're not putting those toxic chemicals on your body. So it's really wonderful to learn these I call them ancient ways. So,
Mm. I think about that also because I remember, when I had a cough, I'm like, what did my grandma do? Right. So
yes,
grandma, maybe she was, and this is the wisdom teaching. She maybe was in the forest and she had to go, I'm thinking ancestry, right? Like 7 generations ago. She probably had to go through the forest, look for that special hibiscus flower, bring it back, right? Boil it on the
yes,
stove. And then you sipped it for like 5 years, probably seemed like, 5 days. And then you were better. But I think in now's time, it's like, oh, let's take this and get it done real fast. But
right.
your belief system is that the earth offers us a remedy for everything. Isn't that true?
Yes, so true. It's even in the Bible. It says in the Bible several different places that there are remedies within. So within
Mm.
within the nature, I mean.
Within nature. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
And then I know like in the back, and I don't believe in religion anymore, but I love reading all of the holy books. Like even in the Revelations, it was talking about frankincense and myrrh and all the things that they used back then that we get
Mhm.
right from planet Earth to help us heal. So I love how you helped me understand holistic from like the whole person, right? I mean, it's really that
Yeah.
simple.
hmm It
Yeah.
really is. Really is.
Okay,
So
so
that was
go ahead.
sorry. So I talked about neuroreflex therapy first, but let me break down cellular detox. So it's very important to me because our organs hold many toxins. So we hold in our liver, we break down chemicals, alcohol, medications, and metabolic byproducts. Kidneys filter the blood and remove waste through the urine. Lungs expel carbon dioxide. Digestive system, they eliminate solid waste and some byproducts. And then skin plays a major role through sweat, and it's our largest organ actually. And so when these are constantly being bombarded, I'm looking for natural remedies with which to remove toxins, heavy metal, volatile organic compounds, plastics. They call them PFAS, PFASs. There are a couple of really great companies that I work with, and you can go on my website and find them. But there is so much. Um, there are so many people right now looking at these old ways, and that's what I really love. That you see books all the time, the Amish ways. You see, grandmother's recipe, the lost herbs recipe book. So there's like it's becoming resurgent. The people are looking for different avenues than chemicals.
Yeah, and I mean we're talking about this, but I think you and I have been in this for a while, so we're like, yeah, why don't you guys know? But the more I talk to people, the more I realize that we still need to talk about it because not
Yes.
everyone is educated as far as these old remedies to be able to help us. And you're a science educator, right? I mean,
Yes.
PFAS sounds like a cuss word to me, but I'm sure, I'm sure it's important to, cellular detox and being
Yes.
able to I think I need to go on a detox here soon just because I drink a lot of coffee, right? To detox
Mhm.
that out of there and be able to, on a cellular level, just kind of flush everything out. So that holistic health, that holistic approach is so, so important in these days and ages. And here's the thing, again, I just say that we talk about this a lot, but there's so many people who are still not educated about this. So let's just talk about it until everybody's on board with holistic health, using these natural remedies, earth remedies, God, source, spirit remedies to help us live our best life. And one of my favorite practitioners is Christiane Northrup. And
Mhm.
I've been with her, like she wrote a book called Women's Bodies, Women's Wisdom back when I was 18. And I knew this doctor was profound and amazing. And she said that, you know, our natural state is health and wellness.
Yes.
That's our natural state. Like we should
Mhm.
naturally be healthy and well. And if you're not, then please go see Pamela Copple, right? To be able to get the education that you need to be able to be at that state of perfect health and wellness. So how does your approach differ from conventional health
So
I know you
I
said that before, but I just like the holistic health part. If you could tell me more about that.
So, the cornerstones of my practice are everybody that knows me or my clients know that color and frequency are the cornerstones. And so those are the very first things that I go to. And then we work with natural remedies from the earth. And so I feel that frequencies and energy never die. And so there's the energy in dandelion, which a lot of people think are weeds, and they're so good for detoxifying.
Would I
So
eat those? Would I eat
yes,
those?
yes.
Oh,
You can eat the roots, the flowers, and the stems. They are all good to eat.
so I
Make sure that
probably, yeah.
yeah, yeah, don't have them where the gardener's been spraying with any kind of compounds, but yeah.
Yeah, compounds. I love that. Yeah, like so if something's in your backyard and it's growing, if a dandelion's in your backyard and no one has touched it with any compounds, then that
Yeah.
was good. What was I know you and I a few years back we were eating that one lettuce straight out of the ground. What was that lettuce? Remember?
Myers lettuce, right?
Myers
Miner's
let
lettuce.
oh
It was
Miner's
Miner's lettuce.
letters.
Yes.
Yes. I was like, I need to grow some of that because you and I were chomping on that Miner's letters and we're like, oh my gosh, this is so good. Like we can eat this as a snack every day. And so that, we need to get back to that and we could probably use the green in that Miner's lettuce to be more heart centered, right? And be able to
Yes.
use that for a
And it's
chromotherapy type thing too, right?
definitely.
Would
It's
you
got chlorophyll.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, yeah. So would you say eating the fruits and vegetables in the color that you need would also help as well?
Yes, definitely.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What role does mindfulness play in maintaining a balanced aura? Do you see balanced auras? Number one?
Well, it's kind of funny because when they're first sitting down, when I'm reading them, it's a little frenetic because they're wondering if I'm going to see stuff or if if they've got a black aura or whatever. But once things finally settle down, it's the chakras that I look at to see whether a person is balanced. And so,
Oh,
yes, there is quite a few people, and it's great to see too, because when I explain something to them and tell them, look, this chakra is a little bit low, you may want to ground, and I'll say that, they'll do it immediately, and the chakra will bounce back. So people are naturally energetic healers themselves. So it's wonderful to see.
wow. So I would play a game. If I were doing this, I would play a game. I'm like, okay, let them show up on camera to see where their auras is, and then see how, okay, now I'm going to open my mouth and say, okay, you need to ground it a little bit and see if they can do it themselves and show them that they can do it themselves.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly it. And that's why I love the tool of the Aura camera because I can sit there and I can ask them, especially if they have a loved one coming in from the other side. And I'll say, this is a woman, and it's on your mom's side. Who would that be for you? And they'll be, oh, it's like my grandma Ann or whatever. And I'll say, okay, I want you to ask your grandma Ann to show you a color. And invariably that color will come up. And if it doesn't, something else will come through to validate that it's her.
Wow.
It's a lot of fun.
Cool.
And you can't make this stuff up. I mean, it's energy.
Yeah, and energy does not lie.
No.
That's why I always say my energy introduces myself way before my mouth does, right?
Definitely.
Because
Definitely.
I've done the work and I continue to do the work because I want to grow my impact and help people. And just I think that's what we do, Pamela, between you and I, is we just guide people back to themselves, right?
Yes.
And any
Yes.
good teacher, any good practitioner is going to do that, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Gosh, that's so fantastic. How do you see the feel good movement impacting society today?
So this is very interesting. This is with a newer company that I'm with, and I absolutely adore their products because they are frequency based. So they validate all of their supplements. They even have a jewelry line. They have face care products, and they're all attuned to frequencies. And so the feel good movement is based on their one of their products, which is or their mushrooms. And so they help you elevate your mind, your thought process, all of that. And the feel good movement is a very real thing. I apologize. The balance equals feeling good, and imbalance creates stress or fatigue. So the message blends nutrition with high frequency charged emotional well-being rather than biochemical. So
Okay.
they base their products on feel good.
Wow. Okay. And so, any of our listeners, you're going to want to reach out to Pamela Copple because she really has all of the nuggets and, all the things that you need to get into that feel good. I was even walking around the house the other day, and I was like, okay, I'm kind of grumpy about this, and then I was upset that I was grumpy, and I was going down this whole mind tree of awareness, and I'm like, oh, what is it? Oh, I don't want to be grumpy. Can I do something that is going to get me out of this grumpy state? And then I just blasted my hype song. And then I'm like, oh, and then I went back down the mind tree. I was like, oh, everything I really do is actually so I'm not mad at the world or grumpy at the world, because I don't like that. I want to feel good.
Yeah.
And I do that through movement and dance and food and talks with your best friend. I do all that to be able to feel good. So I love that you brought that in too. So
Mm-hmm.
what feedback have you received from clients that resonates with you? What would be the main thing someone would feel, or the feedback they get after they do a session with you?
So I've had repeat clients over my 20 plus year professional career, and I enjoy when they tell me that I've helped them sleep better, or their vertigo's gone. I've helped them to relieve their pain, muscle tension. Um, Painful memories are either released or reduced. And so that's one that's particularly really sensitive for me. I enjoy helping people work through, because I don't heal them. It's the process of which I walk them through to heal themselves. And so it gets a little bit, it may not eliminate 95% of the stress that they're going through, but every little bit adds up. And so it's, instead of getting hit in the face with something, you may know that it's at your door this time. So every little bit of this helps relieve some of that tension. It could be built up generational trauma. It could be emotional trauma. It could be too much stress. And every little bit of this, whatever modality you pick, helps.
Wow. Wow, I love that. Okay. So we have probably a couple minutes here. What is some final advice you would give to our listeners today who are looking to enhance their own energy and their own well-being?
Well, I always love to say that there's no really wrong way to start enhancing your own life. What are you passionate about? What makes you happy? Go and do that. Does fitness or health make you happy? Designing fashion or home decor? I don't know whatever set your soul on fire, but whatever that is worth exploring, because that is what I always tell my clients. Find out what lights your fire. And if that lights your fire for a minute and you find something else, move to that other thing. You don't have to be tied to one thing. You can have 20 things in your awareness at the same time and be happy with all of them. Or you can have one thing.
Wow, I love that. And I know you and I have lit some fire. We have spent some time together, and I'm really honored to be able to have you on my show today and bring you in to showcase your talents. I know you are you're a celebrity in your community, and you're growing your impact. I want to let our listeners know that they can find you at www.Pamela, Pamela Copple, COPPLE.com, and schedule a call with her. Even if you think, is this the right thing for me, or isn't this the right thing for me? Just schedule a call with her today. She'd love to be able to help you. Pamela Copple is a aura photographer and a holistic health practitioner, and she is here to serve and support. Any last words, Pamela?
I just always tell people to do the awe factor. Whatever makes you go, do that.
Yes. Well, thank you again today for being here. I am in awe at you, and I love you so much. Thank you so much.
Right back to you.
Thank you for joining Tisha Marie Cain for Beyond Mindset Limits. Tune in every Wednesday at 4 p.m. as the conversation continues around mindset, legal insight, and publishing as a strategic tool for business positioning. Visit TishaMarieCain.com or CainsLegalSupport.com for more information or to schedule your private appointment.